There's always just that act when defenders.
I think it's like
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
With an introduction like that, what more can I say? People deluded, I'm back again. First things first, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, in some cases, good night. Hope the weekend and last week was great for you lot and your family, and I hope that continues this week. Extra good morning to my Arsenal fans, 3-point debt collectors. Smash the like button for our club. If you don't support Arsenal, but you're tuned in, one love. You know, if you did get 3 points for your club, then fair enough. If you didn't, it ain't easy. Not everyone can do this Arsenal thing, this Arteta thing, this set piece kings, these assist kings, these creative geniuses, these allegedly top of the league. We're playing some lovely football, people. We're playing amazing football, you know. Shout out Mikel Arteta for what he's doing. This is what we wanted to see at the Emirates and specifically Arsenal Football Club for years. We need to keep going where this season and potential goals are concerned. We need to keep going because we don't want this to be a positive blip. We don't want this to be an anomaly. We want the way we're playing, the fight, the mentality, all of these good things. We need this to now be the minimum, to a point where nobody, including myself, are impressed because it's the minimum requirements, people. But yeah, another away game, we did what we needed to do. Set piece kings, 3 points is the most important statistic. We keep ticking over. Always nice to get a clean sheet. Always nice to see some people shining. An individual like Martinelli and Big Gabby love to score against Fulham. They continued that. Lovely to see TROSSARD obviously on the assist sheet. Lovely to see Martin Odegaard scoring. You know, collectively a great performance. Enough rambling. Let's get straight into it, people. So if I share my screen with you lot, if it does correctly, big up you lot. Smash the like button. Check out the other vids. Let's start with the Let's start with Gabriel's goal. Now, it's lovely to exploit a set piece. You saw obviously Big Gabby's celebration. He paid homage to not only his daughter, but with his celebration. But in the aftermath, he went to our set piece coach. It was a lovely move. At this point, you know, we had a blistering half an hour, really 20 odd minutes. Obviously, the first half, 45 minutes, 3 goals, game's done. Second half was a bit different. Fulham came back and hit a bit more, but ultimately we managed the game. I feel we personally showed maturity, because while we could have scored 4-5, but you know, to go to the next level and help the goal difference, I think we showed maturity to just manage the game, not do too much without doing too little. Now, we had Fulham under sustained pressure. They had a whole bunch of corners to contend with, people. Obviously, by this point, we had a goal ruled out via VAR with Martinelli, you know, with the own goal. I think the fullbacks, Tete and Robertson, had a tough day at the office. So did the whole of Fulham team. You know, we were very good on the ball. We were just passing through them. They tried to press us, but we showed why we're press resistant. You know, like a girl in a rave who does not want your number or to get to know you. But anyways, fasting forward, you know, Leandro Trossard, simple business, you know, it's a standard corner. There's lovely runs off the ball. Gabriel, Big Gabby just wanted it a lot more than everybody else. You can obviously see my screen shared now. You've got Granit Xhaka, Gabriel Martinelli, Kieran Tierney, Thomas Partey. They're the 4 players I really want to focus on. If you remember, the ball's gone in the box, people, and you know, Gabriel's kind of made a run from out to in, kind of using Granit Xhaka as a decoy. I think it's Harrison Reed who actually loses Gabriel. Long story short, Gabriel's risen the highest and pull it in the back of the net. Set piece kings, 1 goal, deadlock broken. VAR can't disallow that. So I'm happy with that one, people. The second goal now was very good, because at that point we were having sustained pressure where, you know, you have to be comfortable in all positions with the ball at your feet. At times you do need to drop deeper. Fulham tried to kind of press us higher. We were just passing through them. I counted about 20 odd passes personally, people. But the key one I want to focus on, kind of skipping out. If you remember, Saka and Benjamin White, they tried to squeeze them on the right-hand side. The ball ended up with Saliba. Now, Saliba, for obvious reasons, you had Mitrovic and Pereira there. Not the best of decisions to go to Gabriel or Ramsdale. And he's just had to, you know, just before this, Saliba had a great move where he almost scored from 20-25 yards. That could have been a goalless season contender. One does wonder and wish that one went in. And there was a lovely move where, you know, Xhaka's ran over the ball, then he's made the third man run, then he's tried to go around Leno or take an extra touch. That could have been one of Arsenal's team goals of the season. But I'm digressing, people. If you lot can remember correctly, within the build-up to this goal, we've hit them on the break. As I said, they've got us kind of in our own half, but we've got out of it. Saliba has actually found Granit Xhaka. Now, Granit Xhaka is hella free. Fulham are very disjointed defensively. If we kind of fast forward a slight bit, people, and make these lot a bit narrow. a lot narrow, really. That, you know, if I was Fulham, I'd be absolutely livid with my team. I'd be absolutely livid with Robertson, if I'm completely honest with you. No desire to put Gabriel Martinelli off. But long story short, Granit Xhaka, you know, he's very smart. You know, he's filled in for Zinchenko because Zinchenko at this point is here. He's done, you know, the makeshift left back row out of play. Granit Xhaka's smart. He's just carried the ball forward. He's carried it forward again, and he's realized that Trossard's going to be out wide. Let me be narrow so I create my body on another angle for him. And if you remember correctly, by making it a bit, you know, put some Fulham players in, he's giving it to Trossard. You know, Martinelli's actually started his run from centre all the way, you know, as this is going on. Again, you want to see where a football game is really played. Watch all the players off the ball. Long story short, Martinelli continuing things has continued his run. I want to exaggerate and exclude the centre back. Now, Robertson showed no willingness, and if I'm Leno, I'm mad at him as well. He's shown absolutely no willingness to put off Robertson showed no willingness to put off Martinelli. You know, you've got to put off the headerer. You've got to make him think, and I don't care because I'm an Arsenal fan, but you've got to make him think you're going to crash straight into him. So in that split second, he goes, oh, I don't want to go for the header. And it doesn't happen. He doesn't do that. Trossard gets his second assist at the time, people. Martinelli, that's the easiest goal Martinelli will score, really, because the tactics thing don't do it justice, you know. It's like a training ground goal. It's like five-side. It's a great run. It's a great phase of play from everyone. You know, the whole team, there's 20-odd passes. Everybody's comfortable on the ball. But Martinelli just had to go. And I don't mind, you know, he's got 12 league goals. Continue it, man. Try and get as close as you can to 20. Robertson had a terrible day at the office in all aspects. Watching the game again, he actually switched off quite a lot. Martinelli's put it in the back of the net. Bob's your uncle. We're all laughing. It's 2-0. It's a dangerous lead at this moment, but away from home, it's nice because you can see Fulham probably respecting us a bit too much, probably a bit too soft, probably, you know, not turned up today. Arsenal have done everything that Fulham haven't, and fortunately, I support them, and, you know, the last goal. Now, again, it's nice to get 3 goals inside 45 minutes, people. But again, Fulham playing themselves into problems. If you can remember correctly, for Odegaard's goal, it's come from a throw-in. You know, Pereira's bottled it. Partey's won it. You know, Partey's found Saka. Saka is giving it to Martinelli. You know, and Odegaard's actually sensed once Saka is in possession and he kind of drifts out to this right-hand side to give it to Martinelli. He's just simply made the run. So now if we fast forward a lot of this, people, as to what actually happened, once again, Fulham going to sleep. Again, 2 things are happening at once. Martin Odegaard is just continuing his run again off the ball, sensing danger, smelling danger and things like that. Trossard has just advanced forward at this moment in time. Again, there is probably a lot more Fulham players, but I'm aware that this isn't to scale, people. Again, Saka via Martinelli via Saka is giving it to Trossard. Trossard's delivered it into the box. As you saw, Odegaard still had a lot to do. He brought it down, he shaped it again, caressed it into Leno's net. Again, Arsenal doing what we need to do in a nice way. Training goals, firmly Arteta ball. Arsene Wenger must have been somewhere doing his FIFA paperwork and smiling. Lovely football. Lovely football and lovely football. I had to say it 3 times, people, because we scored 3 goals and ultimately got 3 points. As I said, smash the like button, turn on your notifications. Don't forget to comment your opinions. So that was lovely. On top of everything, really and truly, we ended the game with 16 shots, 7 on target, 56% of the ball, 539 passes to 433. We had 8 corners and had 1 to match. Fulham had 4 corners. Now, Fulham hit back a bit more in the second half, so the stats are more evened out. But the tale of things probably is the fact that they didn't defend properly. They weren't good on the offensive or defensive transitions. Mentally, they never looked prepared. And ultimately, if we just focus on shots and shots on target, that's what wins games. Football's decided in both boxes. That's probably the most even, give or take, with possession. Maybe passes, but the most even kind of statistic if somebody just looked at the stats after the game. We had 15 shots, they had 12. We had 7 on target, they had 2. And you had someone like Mitrovic who we kept quiet, we frustrated him. You know, we had a good game. And even on that, I'm again, this wasn't even part of what I wanted to speak about. Obviously, wearing red there in black, bit confusing. But we knew going against Mitrovic, he's a nasty customer, you know. And there were a couple of times, really, you know, you get tight to him, he's gonna win fouls, you can't really disarm him off possession and things like that. He's gonna drop deep, he makes good runs, you definitely don't want him in your own area. So he's a nasty customer, a nasty centre half, as we've seen on occasion for our young centre half duo who, you know, done well. But what I liked is that he gave up, not that he gave up, and he could have done better defensively with all of Fulham for the first goal, but it's not that he gave up. He was on a thing where, do you know what? Saliba and Gabriel, they're too physical for me. I'm going to try and hang on Zinchenko. And hope Pereira and Co can see me make this run and see if I can pin Zinchenko, because obviously if he tries to put up a physical contest, there's none of that. Obviously Benjamin White as well on the right hand side. So we frustrated it. We had him working out wide, and with that obviously encourages when Fulham are not going to be on the ball, our centre halves to have time and space, and naturally our line is just going to push up because Mitrovic ain't asking any questions. He's a man mountain, but he's not invincible. Even if he gets it out there, he's going to need people to bring him in. So that kind of killed him out the game. The defensive and midfield lines from Fulham were never there, really. So we did what we needed to do. Looking at it from a statistical point of view, Trossard, rightly so, was awarded man of the match, people. He got 3 assists from his 4 chances created. The 4th one, statistically, obviously, I assume that was the offside goal that was ruled out. He had 7 crosses, and what a signing he's been in since January. Absolute dynamite, Premier League proven. I could be wrong, but, he's still searching for a Premier League goal, which is unfortunate. He had a goal disallowed for Arsenal where Leicester was concerned, but he's an absolute gem of a player to have, and he firmly fits our DNA. Arsenal's Premier League away matches in London this season: we defeated Brentford 3-0, we beat Crystal Palace 2-0, we beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge by a goal to 0, we beat them lot from down the road 2-0, and obviously we beat Fulham 3-0. So London is firmly red. It's not our fault, man. We're just doing some serious stuff this year. Leandro Trossard is the first player since Santi Cazorla in 2012-2013 to record a hat-trick of goals and a hat-trick of assists in a single Premier League campaign. That weren't in an Arsenal shirt, but obviously Trossard got 3 goals against Liverpool when he played for Brighton back in October, and he got a treble of assists against Fulham. He loves it. We love it, really and truly. So, yeah, we're here for that. Gabriel has scored more Premier League goals than any other defender since the start of last season, people. So he's one to get in your FPL teams. Leandro Trossard provided as many assists in 26 minutes versus Fulham as he did in 16 Premier League appearances for Brighton this season with 2. That's now 4 assists in his last 4 league games for the Gunners. So that tells you, when you play with other high technical players, you look a lot better, and he's showing different sides of his game, really. Brighton are doing great things, and their talent ID is second to none. When you look at the first half in particular for Trossard, people, he is the first player to provide 3 assists in a Premier League game since Mkhitaryan against Everton in February 2018. And it was obviously nice to get 2 goals inside 5 minutes in the 21st and 26th minute. Odegaard scored a crucial goal with 45 minutes on the clock. So it's lovely to see improved game management from us and a lot more maturity and a bit better defensively. Not that Fulham asked that many questions against us. His first half saw him had 37 touches, 6 crosses, 1 possession 4 times, created 4 chances, had 3 touches in the up box, got 3 assists, and whatever they measure it by, had 2 big chances created. He now has 5 assists in his last 4 games. So that's changed. I guess that means all comps, people. Gabriel Martinelli's games by numbers: 38 touches, 6 touches in the up box, 1 possession 5 times, 4 duels, 4 shots, 2 shots on target, 2 fouls, 1 chance created, and he got a goal for his troubles, people. And he now has 12 in the league. Fantastic from him. In relation to Trossard, only Kevin De Bruyne and Bukayo Saka with 12 and 9 have provided more Premier League assists this season than the 7 Trossard has, and he also has 8 goals. So he does have a league goal for Arsenal. Football travels very fast. Can't even remember half the things. Again, Trossard's game by numbers is so good. We'll look at it again, people. What a signing he's been. Big Gabby, our centre-back, has now scored 8 Premier League goals since the start of last season. No defender has scored more in that time. He scored against Fulham this season. I think some statistics say he scored on his debut, people, against Fulham. So he loves a London derby. Trossard has provided more Premier League assists in 45 minutes against Fulham with 3 than any Chelsea players managed in the entire of this season so far. So it's testament to Mikel Arteta and it's questions on Graham Potter. But they were they were telling us to buy the Ukrainian Neymar. I'm all right with the best Belgium in the league. Kevin De Bruyne is all right, ain't he? When you look at clean sheets, we rank 12th with Reims, Newcastle, and Arsenal across all top 5 European divisions. People, Barcelona are first, having only conceded 8 goals in 25 games. Juventus, Lazio with 15, Napoli have 13. Napoli probably playing the best football in the world at the moment, if I'm completely honest. Arsenal are the first team to have 3 players reach 10+ Premier League goals this season. Lovely to see we're sharing out the goals. Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka all doing that. Keep it up, lads. Keep it up. Arsenal's last 5 Premier League games. We've had 3 clean sheets, conceded 4, and scored 15 goals, and obviously got some wins on the board, people. Gabriel Jesus has scored in 3 of his... Gabriel, sorry, not Jesus. Shout out to Gabriel Jesus for being back. Another positive. Gabriel has scored in 3 of his last 4 Premier League games against Fulham, people. Only Spurs with 12. Only time they'll be better than us in the league table. That's something positive. Have scored more goals from corners in the Premier League this season than Arsenal's 11. Arsenal have now matched their Premier League goal tally from the 2021-22 season with 61. That tells you goals win games, eh? Martinelli has scored 5 goals in his last 5 Premier League games. They said he dropped off form. Where is all that gone? Only 4 players have more goal assists than Leandro Trossard. Leo Trossard, 6 in the Premier League this season. Kevin De Bruyne with 12, Saka with 9, Salah and Eriksen with 7. Trossard and Odegaard are both on 6, and there's 5 others to match. Martinelli has 12 league goals this season. That's the most, excluding penalties, by any Arsenal player since Aubameyang got 20 in 2019-20. Arsenal have now 3 players in double figures for the Premier League goals this season, which is more than the team had last season. Shows an improvement. So we keep it moving. Martinelli has 23 goals for Arsenal in the Premier League. He's leveled Nicolas Anelka's total for league goals scored for a club while 21 or under, and trailing only teammate Bukayo Saka with 27 in this age category overall. And he firmly is fearless, people. Leandro Trossard is the first player in the Premier League history to make a hat-trick of assists in the first half of an away game. History makers. Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain are the only teams in Europe's top 10 leagues with 3 players on 10-plus league goals this season. Mbappe, Neymar, Messi are all right, but they're nowhere near Martinelli, Saka and Odegaard, are they, folks? Arsenal have won 5 consecutive away London derbies while keeping a clean sheet each time. The first time this has ever happened by any capital club in the league. Trossard is the first Arsenal player to assist 3 goals in the first half of a game since Cesc Fabregas against Blackburn in October of 2009. Aaron Ramsdale was the first keeper to keep 9+ away clean sheets for Arsenal in a single league campaign since David Seaman in 1993-94, which... more history. Arsenal have won a Premier League game by 3+ goals to nil, with all goals being scored in the first half for the first time since September 2016 against Chelsea. And Arsenal have now become the first side in Football League history to win 5 consecutive London derbies away from home without conceding a goal. And I believe that was Mikel Arteta's 100th win for Arsenal as well. So that's great from the gaffer. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. Please let me know your thoughts on the game. Make sure you've hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Stay blessed, stay safe. Happy Monday. Hope you lot have a very good week filled with a lot of productivity and progressiveness. Appreciative of you lot tuned in. Make sure you're boosting the YouTube algorithm by once again smashing the like button, commenting, subscribing, turning on your notifications, and all of that good stuff.
There's always just that active red flag defending.